Hello and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to perform a sum across multiple sum ranges of cells with different criteria using the SUMIFS function. Let's remind ourselves how the normal SUMIFS function is used when given a single sum range with multiple criteria. In this example, I need to find total cells for each item sold in each country. This brings me to two criteria that I must consider when using SUMIFS function. The first criterion is item, and the second criterion is country. Since all cells amount are positioned in a single column, then I'll use values in column D as my sum range. To start, I'll select H3, where I need to start writing my formula with an equal sign, then SUMIFS. Once I do that, the first requirement is sum range. I'll select D3, shift control down arrow to select the entire range, lock it using F4 key once. To move to the next requirement, I'll press comma. My criteria range 1, that will be items, and in this case I'll select A3, shift control down arrow, hit F4 once to lock the range, then comma to move to the next item. Criteria 1 will be item, so in this case it's G3. I'll select G3 and hit F4 key thrice to lock the column 1, 2, 3, then comma. Criteria range 2, that will be countries, and I'll select B3, shift control down arrow, select the entire region, then hit F4 key once to lock the range, then comma. Criteria 2, this will be countries, and in this case you can see they're like hidden with formula. So I'll select H1 and one step down using down arrow, then I'll hit F4 key twice to lock row. Once I do that, I'll close bracket, then control and enter. Since I already have the formula now in H3, I'll spread it over by dragging the handlebar on the right and also down on my selection. And this gives us total cells of each items by countries. Now, if we use similar approach in multiple sum ranges, we'll get an error. And I'll show you. I'll start by same equal sign, then SUMIFS function. So the sum range, that will be C3 up to F3, shift control down arrow. I'll hit F4 once to lock the range, then comma. Moving to the next step, criteria range, that's items. So I'll select C2 all the way to F2. I'll hit F4 key once to lock the range, then comma, criteria 1, then I'll select I3, hit F4 thrice to lock the column, then comma. Moving to the next step, criteria range 2, that will be countries, and in this case I'll select A3, shift control down arrow, hit F4 key once to lock the range, then comma. Next step will be criteria 2, so these are countries. I'll select J2, then hit F4 key twice to lock the row, then close bracket, control and enter. Now if I apply the formula to other cells, so you can see now I've got errors. Now to correct this error, I'll have to use a simple trick, and I'll show you how. First, I need to use XLOOKUP. So I'll start by equal sign, then XLOOKUP. So my lookup value, I'll start with items, that will be I3. I'll hit F4 key thrice to lock the row, then comma. Next step will be lookup array from C2 to F2. That's my lookup array. Then I'll lock it using a 4 key. I'll hit it once, then comma. The next requirement is return arrays. So these are the values that I need to return, which start from C3 all the way to F3. So once I do that, I'll select Shift Control down arrow, select the entire region, then hit a 4 key once to lock the array. Once I do that, I won't continue filling other requirements, so I'll just close the bracket. Now by selecting the formula, you'll see the numbers here, starting 847, 92, then 86, which are values representing cells for peanuts, and therefore they stand as sum ranges for items in my list. So since these represent sum range, what I need to do then is to loop it inside SUMIFS function. And with that, after the equal sign, I'll start by writing SUMIFS. So my sum range, this will be the XLOOKUP that I already have. Then put comma, the criteria range, that will be countries, select A3, Shift Control down arrow, then lock the range by hitting a 4 key once. Once I do that, comma, this will take me to criteria 1, which is country, and in this case I'll select J2 and hit a 4 key twice to lock row 2. Once I finish, I'll close the bracket, then Control and Enter. So if I drag the formula to the right and also down, now you can see I have total cells of each item by country without errors. And therefore, I have solved the puzzle. If you find this video helpful, please do not forget to like, put a comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you very much for now. Until next time.